Hey everyone, it's Professor Clark, and in this lecture we're going to go over the animate accusative singular. The good news is that this doesn't involve any new endings. You already know all the endings. It's just conceptually understanding how to use it and when to use the right endings. Let's start off with a quick review of what is animacy. So Russian and many other Slavic languages have this concept of animacy, where they separate animate things from inanimate things. And animate things are anything with a soul, basically. And so human beings, most other animals. And then there are some things in Russian that are sort of creepily becoming animate, like sometimes dolls are animate. Face cards are always animate. So this can be a little bit strange, and overall, over the course of the development of Russian language, things seem to be becoming more animate, which is maybe a little bit creepy. But we don't have to worry about that too much right now. We are mainly concerned with things that are definitely animate, which are basically animals. So human beings, but not just human beings, any kind of animal like dogs, cats, horses, cows, and so on and so forth. With that in mind, let's look at the feminine animate accusative singular. And the great news is that in the feminine, there's no difference between animacy and inanimacy. So the endings for feminine animate nouns are exactly the same as the endings for feminine inanimate nouns. And let's do a quick review of those endings. So anytime you have anything in the feminine accusative, all ahs in the ending will go to u, and any ya in the ending will go to u. A mjachiznak will remain a mjachiznak. And this rule applies to nouns, adjectives, and special modifiers. So, of course, there are, they have their own endings because they have different numbers of vowels, but anytime you see an ah in the nominative, it's going to go to an u in the accusative, and anytime you see a ya in the nominative, it's going to go to a u in the accusative. So let's look at some examples. We could say, Ya viju Mashu. I see Masha. And the ah in Masha is going to turn into an u. Or, Ya viju Lyubov. Lyubov, the name love or charity, ends in a mjachiznak, so it doesn't change at all. Or, Ya viju loshids. I see a horse. And Russian has two words for horse. Actually, it has multiple words for horse. But loshids is one of the most common words for horse, and it is grammatically feminine. It does not mean a mare. It does not mean a physically female horse. It's just a grammatically feminine word for horse. Я вижу лошадь. Or we could say, Я вижу эту русскую девушку. And note how эта русская девушка becomes эту русскую девушку. Everywhere we have an ah in the ending, it becomes u, and everywhere we have a ya in the ending, it becomes you. Or, Я вижу твою подругу Катю. Same thing. And note that if we have a grammatically masculine noun or a noun that refers to a male person, but that ends in a or ya, it will take these same endings. So, Я вижу папу. I see my dad. Я вижу дядю Сашу. I see Uncle Sasha. Even though these are grammatically masculine and refer to male persons, because they end in a or ya, they take the u or u endings. Where things get a little trickier is when we have masculine animate accusative nouns. And if we have masculine animate nouns that end in consonants, they will take the genitive endings, and any modifiers that go with any kind of a masculine noun, whether it ends in a consonant or a or ya, is going to take masculine genitive endings. So we see, for example, Я вижу Vadima. I see Vadim. And Vadim, we add a because it's hard stem to get that genitive ending. Or Я вижу коня. I see the horse. Konь is another word for horse, and it happens to be grammatically masculine. It does not mean a stallion. It means a horse. But it happens to be grammatically masculine. Я вижу коня. Or, Я вижу моего лучшего друга Сергея. I see my best friend Sergei. And note what happens when we have a masculine noun that ends in a or ya. So, Я вижу моего лучшего друга Сережу. Моего лучшего друга takes the expected genitive endings, and then Сережа becomes Сережу. Я вижу вашего старого дедушку. I see your old grandfather. Again, вашего старого, but дедушку. And so that is a quick overview of animacy and the accusative. Once again, it's not that difficult. There are no new endings. You just have to remember to put masculine nouns and any modifiers that go with them in the genitive, although if the noun ends in a or ya, it will take an u or u ending. I hope you found that useful and not too confusing. Enjoy your Russian.